Hey guys, Darby here. Today I got an interesting story to tell you all. I was surfing through Roblox as usual to find any interesting games to play when my friend showed me this game they were currently playing. Visit 7 Place by Visit72015. While this game presents itself as somebody's first game, if you scroll down you can see it has a ton of badges with interesting names and descriptions. I had nothing interesting to do, so I decided to check out the game, not knowing what lied ahead. Upon spawning in, it appears the map is just a regular base plate. However, immediately something is already off. Our avatar's skin tone is set to grey. Furthermore, I noticed a few odd things about the spawn pad, such as the writing and my cursor showing something was clickable. We'll get back to all of that later, as at the top of our screen the message, "Go to a corner," is displayed. And me, being the gentleman I am, I instantly listened to that message and decided to book it to a corner of the base plate. As I make my way to the corner of the base plate, several more oddities started to occur. My avatar began to lose their limbs slowly until only their torso remains. Red text flashes quickly on the screen, a black entity quickly appears and disappears, and more messages are displayed at the top. I'll go into depth about these later. For now, I eventually make my way to the corner and you can see what happens for yourself. My ears, bro! You know who I am. What's that say? What does it say? Oh no, I don't know who you are, bro. Oh God, I don't know who you are, bro. Oh, I'm a visit. Oh, what is that? I've got to get out of here, gang. Stand still, so. Oh, I don't think I will, man. It's kind of slow. I think I outspeed. I look kind of. Should I let it touch me, guys? I'm about to get jump scared, aren't I? Oh. Okay. Chamber. Okay, interesting. I'm about to get jump scared, aren't I? On everyone's soul, don't jump scare me. On everyone's soul, don't jump scare me. On everyone's flipping soul, do not jump scare me. Oh. Yeah, so my ears were in pain after that, and for your information, I turned it down in the editing, so it was even louder than what you heard. Anyways, I got my first badge from that interaction, and we finally got some information on this game, or at least somewhat important to this game. As you saw, when I was nearing the corner, my screen faded to black as I was greeted by an image of a lady. While it's hard to make out initially, by increasing the brightness and contrast of the image, we are able to see text underneath the lady that reveals her name, Sarah M. Kelson. Under that appears to be 4 letters separated by question marks. Putting them together spells out Senna. Finally, there is Morse code on top of the lady, which, when translated, reads, "Give me your avatar, mighty soul." The last piece of information we have is from the badge we just got, which is called Attempt New Avatar equals Retry. Its description says, "I never wanted this, I just want to go back to my previous life. I hope you understand me using your avatar, place 1. With all of this, I think we can piece together some idea of what's going on. The lady shown is Sarah. She appears to be the one that was luring the players toward a corner. We can assume from the badge description that she needs our avatar to escape, or to essentially return to her previous life. A strange entity that appears after we make our way to the corner is probably Sarah, and upon contact with us, she appears to take over our avatar, kicking us from the game. However, judging from the badge's description and name, it appears she fails to take over our avatar. Even though she did try to steal our avatar, it seems she isn't too happy or wants to do this by the badge's description, and that she just has no other choice. As for the letters below Sarah's name, perhaps Senna is another alias for Sarah? We don't have much to work with for now, so we can't be sure. That's about as much information as we can gather from this interaction, so let's hop back into the game to discover any more leads on what is happening. After I spawned in again, I decided to observe the spawn pad more, and remembering the text on the side of it, I actually decided to read them this time. There are 3 phrases attached to the spawn pad. Chant her name loud, reveal the history. Mockery +7, and go unparalleled to the goal. I couldn't make much sense of the latter 2 phases, but I immediately understood what the first phrase meant, and so I started typing Sarah into chat multiple times until eventually we are teleported to a game called Exclamation, which, judging by the name, serves as an explanation to Sarah's past, based off the earlier hint chant her name loud revealed her history. We once again see the image of Sarah, but this time, she's accompanied by another person, what appears to be an image of a man. Similarly to Sarah, there is text below this man which shows the name John Katrina Lewis. Once brightening the image reveals a few letters separated by question marks, when put together, read as JHN. This game appears to show a conversation between Sarah and John, however, it immediately starts with Sarah calling the man Jack. Perhaps Jack is a nickname for John? I'll stick with calling him Jack since Sarah does. As they talk, Sarah brings up a party hosted by a person named Senna, so it appears Senna isn't an alias for Sarah but instead a completely different person. As they discuss about Senna's party, Jack seems worried as apparently a recent murder case occurred near Senna's place. Further into the discussion, suddenly Sarah stops replying and Jack panics about seeing the news, exclaiming, "Why would he do that?" before the image of him slowly fades away. Then Sarah begins talking again. However, it is clear from her words this is the current Sarah trapped in this Roblox game. Her words reaffirming that she's trapped and how she also wishes to see Jack once again. It's evident that Sarah and Jack were in a relationship, or at the very least close. However, Sarah has been trapped in this game and unable to see Jack, causing her great pain. While we still don't know how she got trapped, we now know some more people relevant to the story. That's about it for this game, so let's head back to the main place. Earlier in the video, I mentioned some odd things that happened as I made my way to the corner of the base plate, such as the red text. All of the red text seems to be nothing of noteworthy, saying things like "don't look back" or "I am imminent." However, the random gibberish our avatar says seems to be useful. Here are the following phrases that I managed to collect that appear to have some significant meaning. The first phrase, which appears to be "right" in all caps 5 times, might seem nonsensical, but I thought it might have some meaning, so I decided to note it down. These other 2 phrases appear to be links most likely, given the randomness of the characters. I doubt it could be a cipher, so I tried YouTube links. And what do you know? It worked. Sorta? The first video was just the official music video for I Don't Know by Erica. I don't know what this could mean. Maybe Sarah was a fan of this song? That's type shit, Sarah, because like, if I was also trapped in a Roblox game, I'd plug my favorite media too. Leave company! However, the second video was a video titled "Weird Game My Dad Showed Me," uploaded by a channel called CocoboyYT. And upon watching the video, it's clear CocoboyYT is also playing the same game as us. A bit off topic, but why would a dad show his son a scary game on Roblox? Lock in, that's your kid, why would you try to traumatize them? CocoboyYT explores the game and he appears to experience similar occurrences to what I went through, but about halfway through this video, this creepy image appears and stays on the video for a good few seconds. Afterwards, the image disappears and around the 1 minute and 44 second mark, Morse code appears on the screen for a bit. That's about it for this video. I have no idea what that creepy image is or what it could mean. As for the Morse code, it translates to "Jacob, just because you don't know who I am, doesn't mean I don't know you, Senna." A new person is named Jacob, yet we know nothing of his relationship to Sarah so far. Having exhausted my options now and being clueless on where to go next, I decided to do the one thing any logical person would do. Jump off the map! And it worked! It teleported me to this new game called House, and I obtained a new badge. House is a tool. Use it to go to other hints. Place 4. So it looks like this place is a gateway to get to other places, and it appears the place at the end of every badge is the place where you obtain the badge, so in this case, House is classified as place 4. Following this logic, I noticed there were multiple badges listed under place 4, meaning there was much more to this house than just being a gateway. However, I decided to just look around the house to see if I could find anything. The first thing that caught my eye was this bloody note that reads, "You have walked into a house. What have you stumbled upon?" A radio humming softly. Use it to travel or uncover what's gone. Radio #0. So it appears the radio in this house is a tool that we can use to get to other places or uncover more secrets. Interacting with the TV did nothing, so I ignored it for now. Finally, there was an A0 at the bottom left corner of my screen, which is cut off in the video. My apologies for that. However, it seemed to be important. Upon interacting with either nodes on the radio, it changed either the letter or number of the A0. The left button changes the number, cycling through the entire alphabet before looping back to A. The right button changes the number, cycling through 0 to 25 before looping back like the letters. I figured that I had to input a specific combination to activate the radio, but with the amount of possible combinations, it was impossible to brute force this. However, during my time in the house, I had noticed random texts appearing briefly, and after seeing it a few times, I managed to see what it said. Forest F5. I assumed the actual phrase was meant to be Forest 5, however, I felt the placement of the F was intentional, so I tried inputting F5 into the radio, and after clicking on the radio, I was transported to a new game called Forest, and I gained a new badge, The Trees Are Flesh, which was labeled as Place 5, marking the forest, that place. Upon spawning in, I noticed a compass tool in my toolbar, and a few seconds after, a really fast audible Morse code started playing. I had tried to decipher it, but due to the speed of it and it playing continuously, it was difficult to do so. If any of you managed to decode it, please share it down in the comments. On both black bars to the side, there were more hidden messages. The left side had Morse code, which reads, "I am in hell, free me," most likely referencing Sarah's situation. At the top right side are two phrases, Dasos and Si Shue. I have no idea what this phrases mean. I figured they were in another language, so I tried Google Translate, but it came out as gibberish. Finally, at the bottom of the right side, there's a hidden image of Jack with the text, "You will prevail, Sarah." Exploring around, I found many notes which reference the sunshine. Furthermore, I also found this note floating on top, but due to the forced perspective and position of the note, it was hard to get a clear image of it. The best image I could get is of it upside down. This is what is written on the note. Once again, I tried YouTube but nothing popped up, and then tried Pastebin but nothing popped up again, so I have no clue as to what this is used for. After that, I decided to use the compass, and it generated an arrow that pointed towards the sun. Having explored all that was available and translating what I could, my best guess was to chant sunshine, given the multiple mentions of it in the note and how the compass points towards the sun. However, nothing occurred, so I decided to leave this place for now and go back to place 4. However, as I spawned into the main game, before heading to house again, I remembered the spawn pad had something clickable. Upon further inspection, it appears the edges of the spawn symbol itself were clickable, and after clicking all of them, I was teleported to a game called Summon and awarded this badge. Summoned. You successfully called me. Grant your wishes. And be free. Place 11. This place is labeled Place 11 from the badge, and upon looking around, there isn't much besides the message at the top which reads, "Chant my name or pray I come." There is also text that is blending with the map at the center which says, "Get on the case, Amelia." Another new name, and based off the text, it appears this Amelia person is either a detective or at the very least someone investigating the case of Sarah. I tried chanting several names such as Sarah, Amelia, and even Jacob, as his name was isolated on the badge icon, but nothing happened. With not much else to go off, I left this game and made my way back to house. Once I made my way back to house, I decided to wait to see if any similar messages like Forest 5 would pop up, and eventually one did, VHS, VHS, VHS free. This one was in a different layout compared to Forest 5, however, considering it was VHS repeated 3 times followed by free, I decided to input V3 into the radio. Upon doing so, it gave me a tape which was put into the TV, turning it on, and afterwards, I was teleported to this game called Hills and awarded the badge that was also named Hills. Its description reads, "These hills were beautiful, I couldn't experience them anymore. Memory 1. This is the first game to not be labeled as a place and instead a memory. Based off that, I assume this is one of Sarah's memories. As I was loading in, however, it showed a second loading screen, one that was based off an older Roblox loading screen, albeit with many deformities. The game was also labeled as burial instead, and the game creator was listed as, "I am sorry Sarah, the pay was good." So it appears someone was paid to trap or do something malicious towards Sarah. Finally at the top left, there is text that reads, "It's almost like I was here." Upon loading into the game, it appears I'm in a forest with a message at the top indicating my goal: find her. As a side note, at this point I had a few of my friends join me in voice chat because I'm a wuss and needed company to not be scared to death. As I explored the forest similarly to Place 5, Morse code started to play. And then Morse code was also displayed on the screen briefly. While I wasn't able to decode the audible Morse code, the Morse code that appears visibly translates to spine. About a few minutes of exploring later, I finally stumbled upon something that looks interesting. A neon red stud. Upon clicking it, my screen went black and I got the badge, "My Blood," the description reads. Straight from my head and heart, followed by Morse code, which when decoded says, "I love you Jake," backwards. Based off what we can gather so far, if these are indeed Sarah's memories, it appears she was familiar with these heroes before being trapped in Roblox. However, all the other text seems to imply that before being trapped inside this game, Sarah seems to have been killed or fatally wounded in these heroes by someone else. Perhaps the injuries were dealt to her head and heart, and her spine as well, based off the Morse code. Finally, she says she loves a person named Jake. This could be another new person, but given how she says she loves him, this could also be Jack, as she also appeared to have a close relationship with him. But it's strange that she would use two different names for him, especially with how it's implied his actual name is neither of those, but instead John? Either Sarah has multiple nicknames for Jack, or she's trying to get freaky with multiple guys. Anyways, after I interacted with that red stud, I was teleported to a new game called Mockery. However, once again, another loading screen that takes the appearance of an older Roblox loading screen appears. And this time the game's name is Senna, and the owner's name appears to be a bunch of numbers. Upon fully loading in, I'm inside a red hallway with a bunch of scattered notes. As I walk further down the hallway, several messages appear on my screen, such as, "Do you feel his flesh?" and "The blood is dried on concrete." Upon nearing the end of the hallway, there's a glowing note that has a date, 7/8/25. Past this note there's a giant beating heart, and to the right is more notes, all which have the date 7/12/15. This indicates a 10-year gap between the glowing note and these scattered notes. Perhaps Sarah has been trapped in this game for at least 10 years now, since 2015. Upon approaching the heart, I was given two options, yes and spare him. Considering the second option is spare him, I assume the first option, yes, is us agreeing with Sarah to kill him, with the him in this case most likely being Senna. I tried to spare Senna, but it deletes the option and this text appears, "You cannot change the future." With no other choice, I click yes, and I am met with this white image with the text, "You did it, so." Afterwards, I'm teleported back to house. I was also awarded a badge upon approaching the heart, a next dead. This is a delusion, not a illusion. Play 6. You probably noticed in the badge's name, but a neck is actually Senna backwards, so the badge's name is actually Senna is dead. However, judging from the badge's description, this is false and Senna is most likely still alive. However, it is clear Sarah holds a grudge against Senna. Perhaps Senna is responsible for trapping Sarah in this game, or her death in the hills? Back in the house, as I was looking at the badge list, I noticed there was one other badge that was linked to Memory 1. So I headed back in hopes of getting it. I assumed I was looking for another point of interest, similarly to the red stud, and eventually I found this black pillar. Upon clicking it...
Oh!
Are you guys ready for the jump scare?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, that scared me, bro! Yep, another loud jump scare. I was kicked from the game but awarded with the other badge I was missing, and the kick message reads, "I died here, uncaved my forts." So we got confirmation Sarah was killed. Furthermore, checking the badge, we got my resting place. I lived comfortably until two men stepped into my heart. ERCE. So Sarah was buried in these hills, and it appears these two people were responsible for her death. The CE is most likely Senna, but it appears Senna was working with another person, ER. We're slowly piecing together this story, but there's still much we're missing. With Memory 1 done, I decided to once again head back to the house. However, As I was teleporting back to the house, I noticed a message quickly flash before I moved in. I decided to check the footage and I was able to see what the message was. Remote 1251. I noticed there was also a badge in place for it that I had yet to obtain named Remote. Looking at the digits, I decided to assume the dashes between them was actually meant to be minus signs, so I subtracted them and ended up with Remote 6. Similarly to Forest 5, I inputted R6 into the radio and I was awarded the remote badge, and suddenly a remote popped up on my screen with each button on it corresponding to a place. Based off the badge's description, I assumed I could use the remote to travel to places I had already been to. This is going to save me so much time now because walking to the house was getting tiring. Despite getting the remote though, I was lost now. I didn't have many ideas left, but that's when I remembered in the game's description there was a group, and upon checking it out, I saw there were forums and there were many other players like me trying to uncover the story. I snooped around a bit until I found someone trying to locate place 8 with a reply saying to chant 5 in forest. I did just that and this happened. Hey, fave! Oh. I was teleported to a new game called Concrete. I had no options but to walk forward, and as I did, text messages appeared. So bright yet so dark 7. Your heart is pounding, your mind tired, eyes seeping, go home. God bless those 6 other souls, Sana. Alongside those text messages, the same image from place 5 of Jack with the text, "You will prevail, Sarah," is in the center of the screen. Whilst it was transparent at the start, it slowly became clearer as I walked forward. Image, now not blending into the darkness like it was in Forest, reveals a hidden text at the bottom right, Iris. This sounds like a person's name, and actually, we probably already know about this person. The badge from Memory 1, my resting place at the end, it has ER and CE. This Iris person is most likely the ER mentioned here, and therefore is the one who collaborated with Senna to murder Sarah. Afterwards, I noticed the image was clickable, and as I went to click it, Sarah suddenly appears as she flashes the texts on my screen such as, "Is that you, Iris?" and chases me down. I tried to run away like I did back in the main game, but alas, Sarah is too quick and upon touching me, I'm sent back to Forest. However, I did gain a badge from doing all of this. Concrete dried up. Now you have a taste of what I've been through, place 8. That was about it from place 8, and now with no leads again, I checked the group forums. I noticed a forum post asking on how to get to place 10, and the owner themselves replied with this: "Get chased, fall down to my house, see his vessel." Fall down to my house implies I must fall off place 1 like I would to get to house. However, I was a bit stuck on get chased until I realized it most likely meant I had to go to a corner and spawn Sarah. So I did just that, and upon falling off the map after spawning Sarah, I was teleported to a game called Funobby and met with the old Roblox loading screen with the game's name being Little Funobby, with the creator being called Sarah7 knows where you're at. I feel so safe right now. At the top left, like Memory 1's loading screen, there's the text, almost like I was here. Upon loading in, as the game name suggests, I appear to be in one of those stereotypical Roblox classic obbies. At the top of the screen is a message, "Get to the end for a prize XD." Huh. I'll have you know, Sarah, I can confidently say I'm a tier 7 obbyist. As I do the obby, I notice hidden messages placed around it, with the first one being "childhood cut short." This is most likely referencing how Sarah was killed and trapped in this Roblox game at a young age. The next hidden message is, "Now you will forever play my vessel, Jacob." Finally, after so long, we get another mention of Jacob. It appears Sarah also knows Jacob, and he's trapped playing this obby? Still don't quite fully understand this message. When I reached the end of the obby, this happened. I was greeted by several messages from Sarah, who congratulates me before asking me once again if I know who she is. Afterwards, I'm sent back to the start of the obby and awarded with a badge. Fun obby. Did you like my imitation? I tried my best. This is hopefully a paradise for you. Place 10. Guess Sarah made this obby for us? This doesn't really make up for all those times you destroyed my ears and chased me down, but thanks Sarah. But in more likelihood, she most likely made this obby for Jacob, based off how she says you will be trapped here forever, to play her off. With place 10 done, I returned to house to see if I could figure out how to get to the last few remaining places. I didn't remember 2 things. Mockery plus 7, which was written on the spawn pad in place 1, and the random message my avatar said, right. I try M7 for Mockery plus 7 first, and this note appears, Mockery memories. Those who mock are fools, fools are murderers, followed by the string of numbers. I assumed these numbers were hexadecimal. Upon converting, I got the following string of characters. I tried to put it in a pastebin link and YouTube link, but nothing came up. If any of you figure out what to do with these numbers, let me know down below. Next, I tried W5 for right, and it worked. I was teleported to a game called Poetry, and it showed an image of a lady who I assumed was Sarah, with a poem above her. To not be killed on concrete. O mighty soul on the cold night stone, in the still air your silence has grown. Shadows drink the blood you let go, into the dark where only fear will know. Taken by a man who never left a name, memories cling where streetlights flicker flame. Even in death, your presence stays the same. Sarah herself is clickable, and upon doing so, the glitchy text that usually accompanies her presence when chasing you appears. Some of the text that appears are ZHYHO 2015-78 Kentucky bleeds. After clicking Sarah a lot, she turned red and I am kicked from the game. I did get a badge from doing this. This place seems familiar. Poet. I learned some things when I am here. Place 7. Another place down. Unfortunately, I am unable to gather much from this game, as much of it is cryptic. With place 7 done, the only thing I hadn't been to was place 9. However, I had no clues on how to get here besides the badge name associated with it. Isn't the sunshine familiar? 7-8. The word sunshine being in all capitals had to mean place 9 was connected to forest. But I had already tried chanting sunshine and nothing happened, so I went to the group forums to get an answer. While I couldn't find anything related to place 9, I found someone to post that had 3 codes. The bottom one was the one we got from Mockery plus 7. The top one did not work for either pastebin or YouTube. However, the middle one did for pastebin. Attempt 6 by Sarah Hates TP 2018 7/8/2021. Senna, if you see this, by now you've probably seen my attempts to contact to the real world as you kept me trapped in your computer. I will escape. Well, things just got way more complicated. So you're saying after Senna and Eris killed Sarah, Senna somehow managed to trap Sarah's soul into their own computer? What kind of black magic did Senna perform to do that? At least we know Senna is now responsible for both Sarah's death and imprisonment in this Roblox game. Upon further inspection, it was also clear from the owner's replies to other people's forum posts that the owner themselves, Visit72015, is Sarah herself. I say this when it should have been obvious in hindsight, considering they own the game Sarah is in. And also, I just checked their group rank and it's literally called Sarah. Yeah, I'm dumb as fuck. However, I still didn't have any leads on how to get to place 9, so I decided to write my own forum post asking Sarah for help, and she responded. She responded to me with this, and this confirmed my theory that place 5 was the location I needed to be at. As for the chant, her purpose was to escape and get revenge on Senna, so I chanted revenge. And I teleported to a game called Sunshine. Immediately upon loading, I was met by a flashing warning that said, "Warning, Sarah is imminent. She is rapidly approaching. Stay aware." Then it changed to a title screen, with the game being called Sarah's Fun Place. With none of the buttons besides play working, I clicked it. I spawned on what appeared to be a red carpet, leading to a stage with a green board. As I got to the stage, I saw some characters on the screen. I'll get back to these characters later. Suddenly, some text appeared. Someone was trying to speak to me. "Who are you? Please don't tell me you're Senna or Sarah." Wait, visitor? How did you find me? I've been trying to communicate to your people for a while now. I might not have much time to explain before someone cuts me off. I am Iris. I don't know if you heard of me before, but don't worry, Iris, we've heard plenty of you. So not only is Sarah trapped in this game, but Iris? Things just get more confusing. Every single day, Sarah and Senna put me through torture. I was just trying to sell. Please, I plead, I'm sorry for recruiting him for that job. I've been stuck in Roblox since 2015. It hasn't been so amazing since now Sarah is tormenting me too. Hello, I see you are trying to beg for help. After Sarah cuts in, the entire game unanchors and I'm teleported to Poetry. However, I got a badge. Isn't the sunshine familiar? 7-8. I could use a little help at my place. Place 9. Place 9 might have just provided us with so much information. Now we know Eris is trapped with Sarah and has been here since 2015. However, with how they worded their message, it hasn't been so amazing since Sarah is tormenting me too. This implies that Sarah was trapped in Roblox after Eris. Furthermore, they speak about how both Sarah and Senna put them through torture, implying Sarah and Senna were friends, or on good terms at least. The strangest thing Eris says though is, "I'm sorry for recruiting him for that job." What job could Eris be talking about, and who is this him? There's more to uncover though. Remember the string of characters on the green board? Turns out it's for a pastebin link. Conference room 062815. Audit logs provided by the National Hitman Committee. Start 1 PM. So, what do you say? I don't know, my family's poor, but killing is extreme. Well, come on now, don't be like that, mate. Just pretend like they hurt someone you know, like your Aunt Cassie. Too far. Inaudible. I guess I'll consider it. How do I get audio cut? 1:38 PM. What is even going on now? This appears to be a conversation between Eris and Senna, which they had at some conference room. It was provided by the National Hitman Committee too. Does this mean the job Eris was talking about earlier was a hitman? What's more confusing is the difference in tone between Eris here and when they talk to us. When they spoke to us, they sounded so scared and afraid of Sarah and Senna, and talked to us as if they were bullied by them. However, here, they are trying to convince Senna to either kill or hire a hitman to kill most likely Sarah. Are ER and Eris even the same person, or are they different people? Was Eris putting up a false act so we could help them? While I would like to believe ER and Eris are two different people, and Eris is in fact innocent, the fact that this pastebin was placed here is too much of a coincidence. So I will consider them the same person. That's about all the information we can gather from this place. With that out of the way, all that was left was 2 badges. However, the badge called Defenestraphobia caught my interest. Defenestraphobia is a fear of windows. The fact this badge was called that has to have some meaning. And what place have we been to has windows? House. So I checked around the window in house, and eventually I noticed a part of it was clickable. So upon clicking it multiple times, I was teleported to a game named after the phobia itself. Upon loading in, my screen is black with the text displayed. Press anywhere to wake up murderous soul. Next to that is some more text. Do you know who I am? Judging by the text to press anywhere, we are most likely playing in the perspective of Senna. Upon clicking the screen, we wake up with the text, "You had a bad dream again, look around to see if she's there." When getting close to the door, you're able to interact with it and open it up. By doing so, when it opens, sudden banging can be heard at the window, and an image of the distorted face of Sarah appears, banging her fist on the window, trying to break into our room. A timer counts down bottom left, and ahead of us, a maze. It's clear what the goal is, find a way out. So I started doing the maze, and just for your information, it took me a lot of tries. If you're wondering what happens when the timer reaches 0, you get jump scared and kicked from the game. This was probably my least favorite part of the game, just because I hate mazes. However, at least this banger song was playing in the background. Eventually, I did find the exit, and upon touching it, I got the badge and was kicked from the game with a unique kick message, "Amelia will find." This was it for this game. If we are playing from Senna's perspective, it's clear they are haunted by Sarah's death and have hallucinations, judging by the note left by their significant other. The final badge I had left to get was my brain, which was in place 4. At this point I assumed it was a radio combination, and for some reason I thought, well, since the badge's icon is a brain, and brain is in the name, I'll just try every number with B. And it actually worked. It was B5. I had gained another tool similar to the remote, but instead I could access every memory. Whilst it served no purpose for me now, I believe it will in the future, as the next update hints at a memory free. Remember that YouTube video we got all the way back from place 1? CocoboyYT? I decided to check his channel out, and though he doesn't have any more videos uploaded, he does have a bunch of community posters. 2015 was a great year for burials. Look out the window, Senna. These 2 community posters seem to be referencing place 1 and memory 2. However, I'm more interested in the other community posters. The first one's in Morse code, which when decoded translates to, "The party was a gift, and you robbed 5 souls out of it. Your actions won't be forgotten." Next is this really long string of text which is encoded in base 64. Upon decoding it, it reveals the sentence, "Jacob, you don't deserve to be Senna's son. Spend time with me in my obby." So we finally know Jacob's relationship in this whole thing. He is the son of Senna, but why is Sarah so obsessed with him? We'll discuss this later. Finally, the last community post is encoded in hexadecimal. Upon decoding it, it reads, Hello, this is Sarah. First time chatting outside of Roblox. Jacob is my vessel now, Senna. It's clear now that Jacob has been taken by Sarah and is a vessel, which makes the meaning of plaything clearer. Jacob is trapped playing that obby forever, or at least until Sarah escapes. Perhaps this is Sarah's way of tormenting Senna, or baiting them to play the game so she can escape. And CocoboyYT, they are most likely Jacob themselves, and now that Sarah has taken them as their own vessel, she is using this YouTube channel to communicate outside of Roblox as indicated by the community posters. Well, now we fully explored the game and have analyzed every source of information. I think I can try to put together at least what I think is happening. With the various mentions of Kentucky, it's clear the story takes place there. There are several people involved: Sarah, Senna, Jack, Iris, Jacob, Amelia. Sarah was unfortunately killed and then buried in the hills seen in Memory 1. She was killed in collaboration by presumably Iris and Senna. Iris and Senna had a discussion as seen by the audit logs provided by the National Hitman Committee about killing Sarah. Iris seems to be trying to convince Senna to kill Sarah, and eventually they give in. Senna kills Sarah. However, here's where the first hole in the story appears. If Iris really did convince Senna to kill Sarah, why were they acting completely different when speaking with us in Place 9? They appeared cold-hearted and determined to have Senna kill Sarah. Yet in Place 9 they try to make themselves look like the victim to us, saying Senna and Sarah tortured them their whole lives. So something is going on here. Either A, ER and Iris aren't actually the same person, B, Iris was putting up an act so we would be convinced to help them, or C, Sarah is manipulating or distorting the truth. That might sound a bit far-fetched, the last one, but we know despite Sarah being stuck in this game, she seems to have complete control over it. The only thing she can't do is escape. It could be Sarah is manipulating what we see to paint the others in a bad light. However, that's just speculation, so for now I'll believe Iris really did want Sarah dead, and was just acting innocent to us. Senna themselves seem to have been good friends with Sarah, as they did invite Sarah to their party alongside Jack. And if we are to believe Iris' words, if both Senna and Sarah bullied Iris, this would imply they did it together and would have been friends. However, this leads to another problem I have. If Senna and Sarah were friends, I really doubt Senna would kill Sarah for just money. That seems too evil. Maybe Senna really would kill Sarah for the money, since they did say their family was poor, but I doubt it. There must have been another motive besides money, or there's something else we're missing. It's easy to infer the party most likely took place after the discussion between Senna and Iris. So perhaps Senna befriended Sarah afterwards to get close to her, so then they could kill Sarah for the money. We also can't overlook all the strange occurrences that have happened near Senna's place. We know a murder happened recently before Senna's party, as shown in the conversation between Jack and Sarah. And from the multiple mentions of the party Senna held from Sarah and CocoboyYT, it appears something bad happened at the party for everyone that attended to be called victims. As for Jack, who also seems to be called John and Jake, they appear to have been close with Sarah, most likely dating. Jacob is Senna's son and is now Sarah's vessel. Before that, Sarah seemed obsessed with Jacob. There could be a few reasons for this. Since Sarah was killed by Senna, now that Senna has a son, perhaps Sarah has grown jealous, as she herself would never be able to have a child. Of course, Sarah could also just be obsessed with Jacob as a way to bait Senna into playing this game so that Sarah herself can escape. The last person we have is Amelia, who seems to be a detective, or at least someone investigating the cases about Sarah. That is about for what I can conclude with the information we have so far. If you have any more information, please share it down below. This game is being updated frequently, so be sure to check it out often and support the creator yourself. If you guys want a follow-up video, once more is revealed, let me know. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, that'd be awesome and it helps me. This isn't the type of video I usually make, but I figured since my friend showed me this game and I saw that no one else has made a video on this game yet, I decided to. I'm more used to Project Green Slop, so if you're a fan of PM, please subscribe so that you can let the world know I'm the biggest Hugo fan. Hugo announcer went. That's all for me. See you guys later. Okay, so as I was literally uploading this video, guys, the game was taken down, so fuck. Sarah has already made an announcement stating she already appealed to Roblox. But if she doesn't get a response in 24 hours, she'll recreate a second game. Hopefully Roblox actually responds.